Welcome to When Liberty Remembers, the Republic Emerges, a series for the ones who feel the shift, the ones who know something is wrong but can't always name it. This is where the forgotten architecture of freedom is revealed. One truth, one gate, one awakening at a time. Let's begin. Season 3, The Architects of Their Own Freedom. Season 3 reveals the turning point. The moment citizens stop being subjects and begin shaping their own freedom with intention, clarity, and courage. Season 3, Episode 7. The day you realize the world trained you incorrectly. There's a moment, sharp, disorienting, liberating, when you finally see it. The world trained you wrong. Not on accident and not because you failed, but because the systems around you needed you compliant, silent, self-doubting, disconnected from instinct, afraid of your own discernment, loyal to your own diminishment, convinced your worth was conditional, obedient to the wrong authorities, ashamed of your intuition, addicted to external validation, blind to your own power. This episode is the day that realization lands in your bones. You were trained to seek permission for what you already are. From childhood, society taught you that confidence must be earned, truth must be softened, intuition must be ignored, boundaries are rude, anger is inappropriate, discomfort is dangerous, independence is defiance. Your voice should not disturb the room. But the biggest lie was this: someone else gets to define you. Awakening exposes the fraud. You were never meant to live as a supporting character in a story written by people who don't even know themselves. You were trained to distrust your own mind. The world taught you to replace your intuition with consensus, credentials, authorities, experts. What will people think? Rules written to keep you manageable. Narratives written to keep you small. Every time you sensed something was off, the world reprimanded you into silence. They didn't want accuracy. They wanted compliance. But your internal radar never belonged to them. And once you reclaimed it, your clarity becomes unshakable. You were trained to confuse over-functioning with worth. You were praised when you overgave, over-apologized, over-performed, over-accommodated, over-explained, over-fixated, over-functioned, over-cared. You were taught your value is in how much you endure. You were conditioned into exhaustion and rewarded for calling it strength. Awakening breaks this lie open. Your worth was never supposed to be purchased with self-sacrifice. You were trained to tolerate what should have been unacceptable. Because if you tolerate disrespect, manipulation, emotional immaturity, spiritual dishonesty, control, chaos, gaslighting, exploitation, coercion, you become easier to manage. Awakening flips the script. You start calling things unacceptable that you once convinced yourself were normal. Not because you changed, but because you finally remembered yourself. You were trained to shrink so others could stay comfortable. You learned to take up less space emotionally, spiritually, intellectually, physically, energetically. You dimmed your brightness so no one felt threatened. You silenced your clarity so no one felt exposed. But here's the truth society never told you. If your authenticity destabilizes someone, it's because their identity was built on illusions. Your awakening isn't the threat, their denial is. You were trained to fear your own power. They teach fear because people who know their power ask questions, break patterns, refuse manipulation, stop complying blindly, protect their boundaries, demand honesty, disrupt unhealthy systems, speak truth, inspire others, refuse to play small. Power in awakened hands is dangerous to anyone who profits from silence. That is why they trained you incorrectly. This is why awakening feels like treason. And this is why your clarity terrifies people who benefit from confusion. The day you realize the truth, your training ends. Awakening is unlearning. It is the moment you say, no more. That rule never applies to me. I'm allowed to trust myself. My instinct has a better track record than your expectations. I'm done being manageable. I will not shrink for your comfort. The old training is obsolete. On that day, your life shifts from programming to sovereignty. You stop living reactively. You start living intentionally. You stop surviving. You start existing. You stop shrinking. You start expanding. The day you realize the world trained you incorrectly is the day you begin training yourself in truth. Awakening is not rebellion. Awakening is remembering. And once you remember, nothing can retrain you again. In season 3, you are no longer awakening. You are building, brick by brick, choice by choice. You're becoming an architect of freedom. This has been another chapter of When Liberty Remembers. If this stirred something in you, if you felt the door open, good. I'm glad you're here. The Republic is waking in those who listen. Join us for the next episode and step deeper into the architecture of your own sovereignty. And if this resonates with you, if you enjoy the content, please like, share, follow, hit all the buttons, share widely. That helps all of us. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you.